Oh my god. Let's try that again. Hello everybody! It is Dingle here and welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing? I hope you all are doing super duper well. Guys, at the risk of sounding like every single YouTuber, I am going through some serious allergies and I'm really struggling with my voice. I blew my nose right before this video, so hopefully we can get through it, although I'm not sure we'll be able to, but let's hit it. Just a couple of things before we get started, because I know nobody likes those long intros, but if you are new and just stumbling across my channel, hi, I'm Dingle. It's really nice to meet you, and I would love it if you smash the subscribe button so that we can spend some more time together. Also, there's some sort of bell thing. You guys know by now, smash the bell 5,000 times if you want to get notified when I upload. That'd be awesome too. And then this goes for everybody. Before you forget and click off the video, don't forget to smash the like button because it lets me know that you like the video. And I think that is all of my announcements, so let's get right into it. So you probably clicked on this video, one, because you are just an awesome subscriber that watches all my videos and I really appreciate you guys, or you just graduated, a family member just graduated, a friend just graduated, and there's just like a lot of graduations going on. It's got me feeling all nostalgic back to like my high school graduation and my college graduation and all of the feelings that I was feeling around that time, like super nervous but really excited but really uneasy about the future. And I just wish that there was a video like this when I was graduating, or just like a little angel on my shoulder telling me all of these pieces of advice from somebody who has gone through it themselves. Because whether everybody likes to admit it or not, everybody is feeling all of the same types of feelings, no matter what they post on social media about how excited they are for the future, blah blah. Everybody's nervous, everybody's uneasy, and I am here to give you all my top pieces of advice for recent graduates that I wish that I heard or I'd listened to back when I was graduating. This is gonna be super real. I'm not gonna candy coat anything, so if that sounds like something that you are into, then keep on watching. I'm gonna dive into the first two that are more concrete, and then I do have a couple that are more like healy-feely about your feelings, because, you know, I just like to dive into things like that. But number one, your GPA does not matter. Let that sink in for a moment. But also let me give a little disclaimer. If you are going on to some sort of trade or medical school or something that has a very strict GPA that you need to meet in order to get into that school or in order to get into that college, ignore me. I get it. There are exceptions out there, but this is just from my experience. I am not meaning to offend anybody out there, but in my experience, I wish that I didn't stress so much about my GPA, because quite honestly, my job never asked about my GPA. I never even put it on my resume and they never asked about it. So that's for like recent college graduates. But then also the college that I ended up going to, so this would be from like high school to college, did have a range of GPA that was a requirement that I didn't meet. So trust me when I say I am a walking, talking example of this. There was a range of certain numbers and I was clearly out of that range. However, advice that I would give was just show up on campus, get meetings with admissions, go through the interview process if you really want to get into that school, or you really want to get into that job and they have a very specific number requirement, just so they can see that you're more than just a number, and just so that you can talk through your struggles with your GPA. And if that ever does come up in conversation, that's not a pass to say that you can get like a 1.5 and be chill and just not try in school. Work your gosh darn hardest. But if your gosh darn hardest is not a 4.0, do not kill yourself. You can always talk through your struggles with your GPA. You can always talk through how you went from like a 1.5 and you got it to a 2.5. And I've had friends that actually have done that, and all you have to show is that you are capable of working through it. You're capable of having a great work ethic. And I would also say that experience matters over GPA. Like if somebody has a 4.0 but they didn't volunteer anywhere, or they didn't get real life experience anywhere, but there's this other person who has like a 2.5 GPA, but they, you know, volunteered at a nursing home and they, you know, were in the National Honor Society and they, you know, did all of these experience things, they will stand out above the rest, especially in interviews when you can talk through all of your experiences and truly show them that you're not just a number. Numbers do not mean anything. Alright, I know I shocked you guys right off the bat with that one, but I'm about to shock you again with my second piece of advice, and that is that your major does not matter. That's right, you heard me, your major does not matter. But a quick disclaimer, just like the last one, if you are going for a very specific trade, like a doctor or a nurse or other trades that I can't really think of right now, obviously you have prerequisites for things like that, and you have a very specific track of like classes you need to take, etc. But I'm talking more like people who are majoring in English or majoring in marketing or majoring in communications or very general things, and they don't necessarily know what they want to do with that yet, or their dream is to go into a job that does not have very specific requirements. I graduated college with a behavioral neuroscience degree. I do not regret it one bit, but do I use it in everyday life? Absolutely. But it's not like at work they're asking me, what does a neuron and blah blah blah. No one's asking me that. However, my job right now is a producer at a small marketing and advertising agency, and I graduated with a behavioral neuroscience degree. So if that doesn't tell you anything that I am a walking talking example of this, trust me. I also have a number of friends that majored in like anthropology or English or fine arts, and they all branched out to do things in finance and marketing, and sorry, my voice is really getting really croaky, isn't it? And they are doing phenomenal. Going back to the reason why I would say I do not regret my major at all is because I loved my major. Choose a major that you are really passionate about, knowing that you do not have to go into that specific thing after school, because you've got 4 or 5 years at that school and you want it to count. So choose something that you really love, because honestly, no, I didn't take away, what, neurons do and etc. and apply it to my everyday job that I have right now. But it's the other skills that you learn in college that are super important to your career, such as, the analytical skills and the communication and application of learning and all of the things that you learn in the classroom and studying and taking tests and writing papers. If you didn't go through 4 years of college using those skills, you would not be as successful as you are today or prepared for the world as you are today as a graduate. So trust me, if you majored in something like anthropology, sociology, and you are in marketing, you are just as well prepared as somebody who majored specifically in like communications or something in college. I promise you that. Don't sweat it. Your major doesn't matter, so choose something that you love. And if you are a college graduate and you did choose something that you love, but you're not sure what you want to do, that also applies to you. Do not sweat it. You are going to be totally fine. Alright, the next couple of things are more healy-feely like I promised, so let's move on to number 3. This is going to be very hard. I am not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to tell you everything's gonna be fine. Well, I am, but let me get to that. This is going to be one of the hardest, I think, transitions that you might go through, because you just spent 4 years in your comfort zone. You made friends, you made a community for yourself. If you're in college, even more so, you learned to be on your own. You grew up at college. It was your first independent experience away from home, and you completely grew as a person, but in such a safe environment. And stepping outside of that is going to be so hard. But like I said in the beginning, everybody is feeling this way. I don't care what they're posting on Facebook. I don't care what they're posting on Instagram. If they're like, yeah, post-grad is great, like all this stuff. No, it's not. It is not great. Trust me when I say this. It definitely spans in degrees. Like, some people might not be feeling it as much as others, but you just went from like the best 4 years of your life, hopefully, because college is so great. If you hated college, good for you. You get to leave that in the past. But for the rest of you, it's gonna be so tough, but everybody is feeling this way. Everybody is nervous. Everybody is so sad to leave their friends. It is this feeling of floating. Even if you do have concrete next steps as to what you're going to do, it is such a life transition, and even if it doesn't feel like that initially, like, it is such a change that underneath it all, you're going through a lot. You just got like ripped out of a perfect community where you probably had meal plans in college and you were living with your friends, etc., to like the real world, into a new job, paying rent, all of that stuff. Like, it is hard. But I'm here to tell you that it's gonna be fine. I promise you it's going to be fine. The first year outside of college was one of the hardest years I think that I've gone through. But I'm so glad I went through that, because all of the years after that have been so awesome, and I have that year to look back on and say, wow, look what I did. Wow, look at that transition that I went through, and then look at how much I grew from that and how much I learned about myself. Look at where I am now. Trust me, it's going to be totally fine. Everybody is going through it, but it is going to stink. It's going to be so hard, but you're gonna come out on the other side, and I promise you it's gonna be great. And advice number 4 is another healy-feely one. I would say I'm gonna kind of break it up into 2 parts because there's kind of like 2 different scenarios. Your friends will still be your friends. I know that that was one of my main concerns, is I'm moving away from all of my friends. We're all across the United States. Some people are even abroad. Like, we're never gonna stay connected, etc. My first part is more gonna be towards the college friends, and I would say that the friendships that you make in college are so different to any friendships that you ever made, because these friends have grown up with you. When you go to college, you are again on your own for the first time, away from your parents, away from your house and your home and the things that you've known for your entire life. But so are they, and you change and grow together in ways that any other friendships haven't necessarily been there for. It is the friends that I have made in college that I know, like, 100% will be in my life for the rest of my life. And that doesn't mean that I FaceTime them all the time. It doesn't mean that I text all the time. I'm actually the worst at keeping in touch. I'm so bad. But there is this comfort about those friendships that I can't really explain, but I'll try. There's this comfort in those friendships where I know that the next time that I see them, or the next time that I text them, or that we FaceTime, etc., it'll be like no time has passed. And I know that they feel the same way as well. There's no pressure to stay in touch because everybody is so busy and life is moving at 100 miles an hour, but those friendships are going to stay, and they're gonna stick, and they're gonna be there just where we left them. So that was something really cool that I didn't expect and I wasn't necessarily sure of when I graduated college, but the friendships are so different, but they are so strong, and that was awesome. I'm now gonna talk about just friendships in high school as well. I would say it's completely different. Like, and I don't mean to freak anybody out by that, but I'll start with this. It is extremely unique for high school friendships to last an entire lifetime, and good for you if you can make them last an entire lifetime, because I would say from my experience it is the norm that they don't last. So for the people who have had them last and you're positive that they'll last, like, awesome, you have found true friends in your high school friends, absolutely. But for the people who have seen their friendships kind of grow apart, or if they might grow apart in the next few months when you're off in college or off doing great things outside of high school, just take comfort in the fact that that is completely okay and that is completely normal, because like I said before, you all go off to college or you all go off into do amazing things after high school, and you grow during that period of time, and you grow without them, if that makes sense. Like, they don't see the person that you are becoming, and you also don't see the person that they are becoming. So it's hard for you all to maybe understand each other, or it's hard when you guys come back together and see that you all have changed, not in a bad way, but just changed because you're growing. I have about 4 to 5 friends that I could say that have truly lasted from the beginning of high school onward and even till today, that are on par with the college relationships that I have now, where you can just pick up the phone, you can just text them out of the blue, you can see them after years, and everything will be the exact same. As in, like, no time has passed, which is so rare. But the fact that I only have 4 out of high school, it doesn't hurt. It's not a sad thing, it's just that I can't believe I have 4 true friends that have come out of high school. And that's the other thing I'll say. For the friendships that do last past high school, you know that they're so true, because there's no pressure to text, there's no pressure to FaceTime. Like, when you all see each other is when you all will see each other, and that's awesome. And then my 5th piece of advice / word of wisdom is this: everything is going to be okay. I promise you. It might not be a month from now, it might not be 6 months from now, it might take till like a year from now, but everything is going to be okay. I am a walking, talking example of that. I know I keep saying it, but trust me, it's going to be fine. This is one chapter of your life that is now closed, just one, because life is full of so many different chapters. Think about it, like meeting the love of your life, getting married, landing that first job, promotions, like anything. There's so many chapters in your life to look forward to. This was just one. You have so much to look forward to. So please enjoy this time. It's awesome. Take these words however you would like them, and you are going to be great. That is all for my pieces of advice or words of wisdom, but before you go, I need you guys to do a couple of of things for me. One, comment below if these have helped you in any way. I would love to know if you were going through the same struggles and if I spoke to you in any way, shape, or form, or if I didn't touch on anything, please comment below any questions that you have and I would love to answer them for you. If you're new to this channel and have not done so already, smash the subscribe button down below so that we can spend more time together. Everybody smash that like button because it lets me know that you liked the video, and I will catch all of you all next time. See you later. Bye.